Ciryl Gane has delivered a chilling message ahead of his upcoming clash with Tom Aspinall at UFC 321.
I'm confident for this fight. I don't want to talk of the after the fight. I'm confident for this fight. I want this belt, and I do my best during the camp for that. But everybody knows my strength already. I can move very well. I can manage the distance very well. My striking is a high-level striking, and so I'm gonna manage this. I do this for me. Like the target is the belt.
Actually, why I'm actually a big fan of like Tom Aspinall as well.
Oh yeah.
You don't really see that anywhere, full stop, but definitely not in the heavyweight division.
No heavyweight moves like him.
No one moves like him.
He moves like a 185er.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
With that kind of explosive and that power, it's crazy.
Crazy speed for a heavyweight.
What if Ciryl Gane wins? And then John's like, I'm back. I already was in the testing pool. I was in the testing pool before he won. Give me a title shot. Would that not be the most ultimate move of all time? That would be hilarious.
That would be devious.
That would be hilarious.
It would be funny.
That shit would be hilarious.
He's gonna get hated on for that.
Don't care.
But it's gonna
he
be
would make
funny
$10 million to become the heavyweight champ again.
Over a guy he just took down relatively. My man came out, he threw a couple of strikes, he said, nah, we wrestling.
Boldly stating, I will take the belt. The French heavyweight looks sharper and more dangerous than ever. Fans who once questioned Ciryl Gane's hunger are now beginning to see he's not just stepping into the octagon to fight, he's stepping in to make history. 4 months. The MMA spotlight had been all about Tom Aspinall's unstoppable rise, but that might be about to change.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who
Of
just
course, who
won
just
the
won.
interim title. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And he is,
Yes.
again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His
Yeah.
striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Ciryl, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the
I was just
event.
gonna say, right?
Yeah.
Like
couldn't train.
He
His
couldn't
back was
train.
fucked. He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's
Yeah.
going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
And he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first big test.
Most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic, he's very quick, he's agile, he's light on his feet, he could run any sport on the planet, and he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight, this is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall. Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home. And so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago, I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Ciryl, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
I believe so too, but I think he's got some big ones. There's a couple big ones. So right now, let's talk about it. Tom Aspinall, champ. Obviously, I think they're going to do him and Ciryl Gane, right?
That's a big fight right there off the top.
Well, honestly, any fight that is announced with Tom Aspinall right now is going to be huge, just because of everything that's going on. I think that's a big part of it, right? But I think, Gane.
Those 3 fights back to back, that's already a sick fight card. Obviously, with Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, Jalton Almeida and Volkov being the co-main event, if they are, just being on the fight card, they're going to be a backup fighter if anything happens to the main event. What's your thoughts on Volkov versus Gane? Sorry, Aspinall versus Gane.
I mean, I think it's the next best thing that we could get right now with John Jones not being able to do it and stepping away. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Tom's plan is going to be, because I think on the feet, they're pretty evenly matched. I think it could be fun on the feet, but I think there's definitely a huge advantage for Aspinall when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling. And I think he'd be silly to not at least attempt to make it a bit of a grappling match and try to get the ground and pound, take him down. And we'll see, if he can defend takedowns, it could be a lot of fun, but if not, I think Tom can make some quick work, but there's a lot of pressure on Tom, man. We were talking about it on the pre-show this weekend that, you didn't get the Jones fight. You waited all this time, and now you've got to fight somebody else. And it's always tough because you want to win that one to really prove to everybody that, you are that guy. You are the great. You are the best. You're the reason John didn't want to take this fight, blah, blah, blah. If you go and lose that one, you just...
Yeah. Well, we haven't had guests on for a little bit because I've just been all over the place and very, very busy and all the rest of it. So I'll reach out to Tom and see if we can get him on next week, and we'll start getting some guests on again. Tom isn't the type of guy that talks shit usually, but he did do a video where he was talking a little bit of shit about Ciryl Gane, saying that he wanted to fight Ciryl.
The British champion's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. His speed, precision, and control on the ground are unlike anything the division has seen. But Ciryl Gane believes has found something others have missed: the openings that could expose Aspinall's hidden flaws. In Paris, Gane has been grinding non-stop, refining his footwork, tightening his defense, and breaking down every second of Aspinall's past fights. He knows Tom's explosive power can end a fight in an instant, but he also recognizes that Aspinall sometimes overcommits when he attacks. And that's exactly what Gane intends to exploit.
Obviously, you've defended your interim title once already. Do you feel like this is your second title defense, or is the interim belt and the actual belt different for you?
To be honest, I don't really care about belts and stuff. I just care about my next fight. Cyryl's my next fight. He's the guy I'm focused on. This fight's been simmering for a long time, do you know what I mean? We both got in the UFC around the same time. We've been talking about this fight for a long time, so I'm just ready to fight this guy already and take him out.
I interviewed Tom Aspinall. He wants to fight John Jones. He thinks he'll beat John Jones.
Yes, he does. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight. He actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world.
If Tom Aspinall loses to Ciryl Gane, the heavyweight division is absolutely cooked. The heavyweight division in the UFC is already hanging on by thin ice at the moment. Legitimately, the only good fight that's interesting that I'm actually excited for in this division is Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Everyone is already expecting Tom Aspinall to beat Ciryl Gane, but what if he doesn't? We all built up this image of Tom Aspinall as the only person that could defeat John Jones. Gun to your head right now, name 10 heavyweight UFC fighters. If you're like me, you probably only got to 5. It's just not a marketable division right now, and the stakes for Tom Aspinall in this fight are just so extremely high because he has so much hype going for him right now. And if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I am not ready for the absolute Twitter rant that John Jones is going to have. I do not want John Jones Jones to be validated like this. None of us do. You just know he's going to have the biggest I told you so moment if Tom does lose.
It's almost an unfair comparison, right? When we talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy, the heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight, or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like, the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his third title shot in a couple years, like, Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division. You know, he has to prove that to the world. Like, I am, you know, the heavyweight division's not just shit, but like, I'm so good that the heavyweight division is shit, right? This is kind of his thing that he has to go out there and prove to the world. And if he goes out there and loses to Gane, you know, the division already is not respected. That brings Tom down significantly, I think, right? And of course, you know, the potential John Jones fight, which is whatever, who knows, right? Like, how he beats Gane, assuming he does, may play a factor too. Like, if it turns out to be a close fight, again, John's going to be on his phone with Twitter open watching this fight, like, just waiting for Tom to fuck up and get dropped, get leg kicked and limping a little bit, or, you know what I mean? John can't wait for that moment.
He's already proven he can stand with the best. His bout against John Jones may not have gone his way, but that defeat gave him something far more valuable, the mindset of a true champion. Now, this isn't just about redemption. It's about reclaiming the throne that once slipped away. Ciryl Gane's strategy is clear. Stay composed, stay technical, and make Aspinall fight on his terms. Keep the distance, avoid the ground, use constant movement, and when Aspinall lunges in, strike like lightning. But for Gane, this goes beyond tactics. It's about conviction. Those inside his camp say he's training like a man possessed, cutting out distractions, staying focused, and determined to become the new face of the heavyweight division. The calm, easygoing Gane we once knew has transformed into something entirely different. Cold, calculated, and ruthless. The MMA world is split. Some believe Aspinall will once again prove as the most complete heavyweight in the game, while others think Gane's evolution and experience could be the key to ending the Aspinall era. With UFC 321 shaping up to be one of the biggest events of the year, the stakes couldn't be higher. Ciryl Gane isn't chasing a payday, he's chasing his legacy. And if he pulls it off, if he defeats Tom Aspinall, it could shake the heavyweight division to its very core. For the first time in years, we might be witnessing the rise of a new king.